Good afternoon. Good morning, actually. I am the Crypto Crow. It's 10 a.m. I'm recording this right now. And there's a lot to cover going on with Cardano. Obviously, Cardano's been pumping. Cardano's been doing very well, even against Bitcoin, for that matter, up to about 8.5% over Bitcoin right now, and still kind of trending. So we're going to look at that. Bitcoin obviously up. I'll show you what I've been doing. I've been just getting my face wrecked with trades right now on Fair Desk, my beloved trade sponsor, who's been supporting my learning activity as I've been getting in and out of scalp trading, which I definitely think I'm more in line with a swing trader than anything else. But I am currently in a short. I'm up $31. I'm sure it's not going to last long. I'm not going to lie. I have been getting my butt kicked trying to short Bitcoin I haven't been using my indicator, which is my problem. I really do need to just need to use my indicator, but and there's a link in the description below for everything that I do in these videos. But currently Bitcoin's trading at around $44,000, and it obviously we got a swing up about 44.5. And I was in a short last night and I just let it go because I'm like, you know what? It's got to come down from here. What is happening? And it did. It came down to 43.4, and I didn't set my my take profit high enough in the price action. I thought it was going to go lower in the middle of the night. And so here we are. We just started the new U.S. market, and we're starting to pull down a little bit. But again, we did this back here, and it didn't really do anything. It doesn't mean much. It went right back up. So we're definitely ranging at this point. And so I'm not quite sure what to expect from here, quite frankly. You can see all the way back here, we got a weak flying crow signal pop up, and of course that did take off. For those that are using my crow indicator, I will definitely say that the weak flying crow is actionable. That's basically a 3-point confluence indication that the price is likely to go in whatever direction. But sometimes it doesn't go for that long. Sometimes it goes on a tear. You just don't know 100%. But it does kind of clue you in as to overall what a multitude of indicators are saying. And when they all ping buy or sell at the same time, that's when you get these indications. And you get a weak flying crow. And in some cases, you'll get a strong flying crow. It just kind of depends on what's going on. Sometimes the strong flying crows are an indication that ultimately it's too late, and that's what I'm learning. But it depends on the time frame. Lower time frames, a strong flying crow can mean that the trade opportunity is likely concluded and you were already kind of triggered into that at a weak signal, the weak signal being the primary signal, and then you got a strong signal following up with that. By that point, the trade is likely already reversing. So you can use the indicator that way. But the Bitcoin's price is sitting right here, and I really don't know what's going to happen. I honestly, I'm not even going to pretend to have a clue because there's so much going on. And, my short is obviously looking a little bit better. It's up $46. Wonderful. I really think we could come back down to this 43.3 range before turning back up and then reaching new highs. But we could dump all the way down to here. We could dump all the way down to like the 42. By the time this works its way up, let's just call it 43,000 as a potential bottom in the short term, and then we might reverse and move up from there. But I really just don't know. I'm not even going to pretend to have a clue. The price has just been doing whatever the hell it wants. And I think obviously the news of the Bitcoin ETF, I just saw something recently saying that the Bitcoin ETF with BlackRock was originally seeded with $100,000. So I don't know if they could do that if it's not in line to be approved relatively soon. So we'll have to wait and see. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to touch on this. This is a paid segment. It's 2 minutes, and then we're going to get into Cardano. This is rsstaking.com. There's a link in the description below, a full disclosure, disclaimer, everything. Yeah, you can kind of hear, as soon as I sat down to start recording, people started mowing lawns outside. It never seems to fail. But anyway, stake with RS Staking, get 25% APR. Now, no KYC, no limits. Close your staking at any time. Rewards every 3 hours. Secure. So Obviously, I'm not very familiar with RS staking, how secure or whatever their claims are. This is a paid segment, but it does look interesting. And if you're into the yield farming and the adding the liquidity pools for yields and things like that, you can definitely do that here. And there's a lot of options. If I go into my account here, we've kind of set up a little fun account here for me to mess around with the thing. And this is only 2 minutes. I can't deep dive into it. I can't deep dive into the security or any of that stuff, but there will be multiple segments about RS staking coming in the future. And maybe one of them I'll try to focus on security. That's that. These DeFi protocols, they never seem to add very much information to them because it's all fairly self-explanatory, especially if you're in the know. You use these kind of protocols all the time. My staking was opened, show staking. So I added $5 to a stake pool, and that's that. I can close it out whenever I want. It's pretty simple to use, and it's pretty clear cut and dry. If you're into this sort of thing, you might want to check them out. And I wish there was a whole lot I could tell you, but there's just not that much information, if I'm honest. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Have you used RS staking in the past? Has it benefited you? What have you been able to accomplish or achieve with it? Were there any hangups with KYC or anything that you might have struggled with? It says you don't need it, so that's a bonus. If you don't need to deal with all of that, that's honestly kind of the true nature of DeFi, is it not? So but I am weary typically of really high yield claims because I tend to wonder exactly how they're able to pull these high yields and deliver those yields to end users. But there are a lot of pools. I mean, this is dag near endless. So it doesn't really matter what you want to stake or what you want to do. There's probably an option for it. So I would encourage you to listen, check it out, do your own due diligence, read up, find out, is this a legitimate platform that you want to start using? Well, if it is, have fun and enjoy the ride. rsstaking.com. Now, Cardano is seeing significant surges in price action and everything else. Cardano's ADABTC's $1 billion surge in 24 hours, fueled by remarkable 100% spike in trading volume. The whales are starting to climb back in. Cardano's native cryptocurrency ADA has experienced a remarkable surge, adding an impressive $1 billion to its market cap in just 24 hours. Now stands at a $15.4 billion market cap. This is small potatoes, folks. This doesn't mean shit to me, if I'm honest, because I know this is going to go much, much higher as we continue to move forward. And we're going to go look at some charts and data here in just a second. Citing on-chain data, Ali noted that in the last 3 months, there's been a significant increase in large transactions. That is, ADA transactions over $100,000. This value has regularly reached new highs, and that's a fact, Jack. It's going up, and it's going to do well. Now, on Cardano, I will say too that it seems like my indicator tends to function much better and much cleaner on altcoins for some reason. So that's pretty interesting if you ask me. You can see here you got a strong flying crow all the way back here. Now this is on a 30-minute chart, so you can see that we were ranging for a while. We got a weak diving crow. Price did come down, dip, came down even further, and then started to reverse, ranged a bit. Then we got a strong flying crow signal, which typically does not happen. Like, this is strong. I mean, it means what it said here, because we went from a weak diving crow and straight into a strong flying crow. We didn't even get a weak flying crow in the interim. So this definitely says something. And then away we went. Obviously, price rising significantly, very rapidly on a 30-minute candle. I would say that price went very, very well. So, like, if I were down here, where did this trigger? This triggered here. Typically, I wouldn't go into any trade until the next candle, because I want this candle to close to make sure there's no reprinting of the indicator. So let's say I got in here. That's a 10.39% increase in Cardano's price, and that was basically just in an afternoon for the most part. So that did very, very well. Bitcoin or Cardano's price just against Bitcoin. This is Cardano ADA against Bitcoin. You can see it's just been ranging down, basically for a long time. And we're seeing a reversal here. We're seeing a pretty significant reversal trend going on. We've seen us break above all these EMAs against Bitcoin, rose up 8.66%. At the peak, and it's coming back down now, but that's obviously because Bitcoin is kind of ranging and still pushing up. So we're getting these influxes of cash, increasing the Cardano market capitalization, and it's really starting to do well. And here's the thing: what surprises me is that typically we don't even see this kind of activity in Cardano. We typically see Cardano make sudden and dramatic tears in price all on its own. When everything else is silent in the market, Cardano, it can go 50% in no time flat. Cardano has generally had a mind of its own. But that could potentially change as more institutional investments are entering the space and getting into some of the top altcoins. So we might start seeing more of a lot of the price action kind of taking shape in a similar fashions, in similar ways. And because of the token supply of Cardano, which the token supply is obviously high. It's been a topic of contention for years. People expecting Cardano to burn tokens to try and lower their supply, which is not going to happen because of the general overall use case for Cardano. It's kind of a necessity that there's an abundance of tokens, and that's okay. The majority of these tokens are locked up. They're not available, just like the majority of Bitcoin is being held in wallets long term. I think I saw something 70% of the total supply of Bitcoin is sitting in wallets not to be touched. So what that means is that you're left with a very limited supply on exchanges that will ultimately move the price. So this isn't against USD. This is just against Bitcoin. So as Bitcoin pumps and Cardano sits, wherever it wants to be, well, that's what you're going to see. And then, the link is in the description below for my indicator if you're interested in checking that out, everything it does. You can set up the screener and the scanner. The screener will actually go through and look at all of your different pairs that you've set, and it will alert you anytime you're getting a strong or a weak signal, so you can just click over on the charts. That way the indicator's doing the work for you, watching multiple pairs simultaneously so that you don't have to have 30 or 50 windows open. And then, of course, this is a part of Chart Prime's overall suite of indicators. So you can use the Crypto Crow, the Crow indicator set in conjunction with other really valuable, very high functioning indicators in Market Oracle, Market Dynamics Pro, Prime Oscillator Pro, everything that comes with it. So make sure you check that out. I do obviously benefit for people that are using my indicator. Chart Prime has invested the time and the development money and energy, basically creating my indicator the way I wanted it created to be a part of this suite. I'm really, really grateful that they've done that. We've worked on this thing for months and months, and it's a lot of testing, and we're still testing. We're still taking feedback. So if you're interested, check it out and let me know. Let me know what you guys think. If there's a way that you think that we can make it better, let me know. I'm all ears. Looking at Cardano's into the block data profile, this is pretty interesting because we're going to see a lot of new activity. Currently trading at around 44 cents. I don't think it's going to be very long until we break 50 cents, quite frankly. And if you look, 45.89% of the current basically 2 million addresses are currently in the money with Cardano. Now, remember, it wasn't that long ago where a substantial majority of people holding Cardano were out of the money. Basically, they were not at profit. And I think that once we hit 50 cents plus, I think this number is going to go up even more. You can see here, these are the price points where a lot of these people have been buying and holding. Okay, so it's really telling, and you can see minimum price of this lot is $1.56, and then you can see max price. You can see max price down here, $2.95, an average of $2 buy-in. These are people that bought the peak. These are people that bought the peak, just sitting and waiting. They FOMO'd at the last minute. They didn't get in now. They didn't get in a bear market. They didn't get in when there was blood on the streets. They didn't get in when nobody was talking about it. You know, like I always tell everybody, you know, when I'm buying something because I know nobody cares. Nobody cares about it anymore. It's been thrown away. It doesn't look like a quick turnaround for a quick dollar, so that's not getting all of the investment capital pumping into it, driving the price up on me. I'm getting in when there's blood in the streets and nobody cares. That's when I make the money. I buy at the low, I sell at the high, and that's what I do. And, you know, I've had a couple people challenge me on Twitter, basically saying that I never called the peak and that I was lying. I didn't call the double peak market on the same day. I called the peak in April, and then I just said, I'll just leave this right here. And I posted it, and I even pinned it. So if you don't believe me, you can go check my Twitter and you can find it right there. I did call the peak. I called the double peak. This is what I do. I buy at the bottom, I sell at the top, and that's just how it goes. All of my adventures in trading and you know, the stresses that are day trading, I will say, I'm still learning. But ultimately, I never really need to do that. It's just something that I want to do because I want to capitalize on the ebbs and flows of the market between the bottom and the top. So looking at further data, I mean, there's a lot of information here at Into the Block. I just resubscribed to my account here. I did have an active account for a long time, but there's just a lot of on-chain data here that I find very, very valuable. Number of large transactions, that we got a big spike in that. The number of large transactions, 95,000. Number of large yeah, that's more than that. That's interesting. A lot of this data is pretty interesting. What was this peak here? Was this the previous cycle? That was at 276. Yeah. So we're seeing more transactions, large transactions going on now in Cardano than ever before in the previous cycle. That's what this is basically demonstrating. This is insane if you look at the discrepancy here. I mean, that's just nuts. I don't think I ever saw this before. I just signed back up to this account. Very, very interesting. So the total volume spiked. So that was the volume when the price was 288. Look at the volume now. Total volume, 493.9 billion ADA is being traded with the price basically at these lows. This is crazy, folks. Do you have any idea what this is lining up for? A run. That's what it's lining up for. This is, I mean, people are accumulating Cardano right now en masse, sucking up the available supply on the exchanges, and it's going to, I could see this going on a pretty significant run. I would love to see a dollar. I mean, I would love to see a dollar. Could we see a dollar before the end of 2024? I don't think so. Or 2023? I doubt it. We're already in December. We don't have that much time left, but I definitely expect to see 50 cents plus. So that's interesting. Cardano's native cryptocurrency has experienced a remarkable surge. We've already covered that. Now we're going to talk about this platform, which I find interesting. This is Darar Ether. Okay. Now, this is a paid segment. And I find this an interesting project because I don't know how many of you guys back in the day were collecting Iraqi dinar, expecting for the zeros to get lopped off. Do you remember how many of you guys are holding Iraqi dinar right now in a book somewhere that you've long forgotten about? I think 10, 12 years ago, everybody was buying the stuff up. You could get like 1 billion of them for $100, and everybody was talking about how all these politicians were buying in and so forth and so on. Well, I find it interesting. This is the dinar. It was basically the currency. And I mean, quite literally, you could buy 1 billion for like nothing. And everybody thought, oh, we're all going to get rich because they're going to, I forget what the word we were looking for, but basically where they're going to lop off a bunch of zeros at the end of that. Revaluation. That's the word I'm looking for. They were going to revaluate the currency and bring it down closer to $1, and that if we could just get a 1-to-1, that we would all be billionaires for nothing. Well, this is not, of course, any relation to that. I just found it funny. And since this is towards the end of this video segment here, running about 20 minutes, I can spend a little bit more time here. A global payment means and asset. Introducing Darar Ether, the groundbreaking achievement, decentralized finance and asset. The new star on the horizon is an era of real-world assets on the blockchain. DINT, sounds like a rap song, DINT, is designed as a blockchain-compliant digital means of payment for goods and services. Darar Ether falls under the widely recognized category of payment and exchange. In recent months, a surge in credit card theft has plagued online shoppers, making transactions on unsecure websites a nerve-wracking experience. That's precisely why we've embarked on this project, to empower internet users with a secure and private shopping experience. With Darar Ether, you can confidently make online purchases without fear, as your transactions are shielded from prying eyes, ensuring your privacy and security in every online endeavor. And they have a basically a mining pool. All these links are going to be in the description below. So if you're curious and you're interested in all of this, make sure you check it out. Support the supporters. They're supporting my channel. The least we can do is check out their website and find out, what do we think? What are our honest opinions on their projects and what they built? Check out their mining pool here. You can submit pools. You can do a whole bunch of different stuff. Ravencoin. I actually thought Ravencoin was kind of cool back in the day. I haven't touched on it in a long time, though. I don't even know what it's doing nowadays. You've got Darar. Well, okay. So Darar Tether. Wait a minute. Is this Darar? Yeah, it's Darar Tether, not Darar Ether. I guess they should have maybe capitalized the T here to separate it. I'm calling it Darar Ether, and it's Darar Tether. So basically, it looks like they're it's like some form of stable token. So yeah, I mean, check it out. So this is the website, Darar Tether. You've got the Explorer, you've got Discord, you've got Telegram, and their Twitter account. Let's check out their Twitter account, see what they've got going on here. 261 followers. So I'm assuming this is a pretty relatively new project. Check it out if you're interested in this kind of stuff. I mean, if you're into exploring kind of obscure tokens that you've never really heard of before, they're trying to do some marketing. They're trying to get the word out. They've sponsored my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you, Darar Tether, for the sponsor. All the disclosures are in the description below, as well as all the links associated with everything. And on that note, listen, folks, I mean, it's Tuesday, and I'm really curious to see. Let me check my short and see if I'm losing yet. No, it's up $72, so that's not bad, but I've seen this happen quite a few times. I really want to see this price come down to around 42.7 so that I can get out of my short, make up for some of the losses of trying to short it during the pump. And then I can feel a little accomplished, and I can go back to watching all my crypto trading training videos. I've been watching some really good stuff, honestly. But I tell you what, one of my biggest struggles with day trading and kind of learning all of these systems is just keeping emotions out of it. And a big part of how I can keep emotions out of it is either one, I could just use my damn indicator and stop being stupid, because I think I keep gut trading. And that's my problem. I see something and I think something's going to happen, and I look for my indications and they're not happening. I get impatient. I'm like, I think I'm right. And then I do something and I get wrecked and I lose money. My trade's up $94. So I don't know. We'll see. I really do like my fair desk, and I am probably going to do some sort of exchange guide. Basically showing, this is what I do. This is how I'm doing XYZ, maybe a deep dive into the indicator and what I do with that and how I use it. But yeah, my trade's up $81. You can see down there. I mean, nothing significant. I really want to see this up like, $500, and I'll feel a lot better about it. Make sure you follow me on Ko-Fi. When there's a lot of activity on Ko-Fi, I tend to get pretty active. But as I get down into the nitty gritty with a lot of these guides and things I've got coming, I'll be adding a lot more content. I've got some other stuff in the works, man. Keep in mind, Eternalize.ai officially launches on the 8th, which I'm actually pretty excited about. I thought we were launching that on a Monday, but I guess we're launching it on a Friday. So yeah, so this Friday, Eternalize.ai is launching. So make sure you go bookmark that and join the newsletter. And until next time, guys, thanks for joining me. Make sure you subscribe, you drop a like if you don't mind. And I absolutely love reading everybody's comments. If you see your comment, I typically put a heart or at least a thumbs up, depending on how much I like the comment or I value the content. And typically I go through a lot of the content or the comments down below. when I'm trying to screen out all of this trading person made me 18 Bitcoin yesterday, and it's all garbage, just so you guys know. And anytime, and there's always a coin of the day too, it seems, where these bot farmers are always plugging some AMZYX coin, and I don't even know why they bother doing that, because I don't think any of these tokens are even real. But anyway, and I don't want you on WhatsApp, just so you know. Until next time, guys, crow your coins. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you soon.